Hey, it's Carla here from Sea Law Plans, and I am going to do a very quick video on tip-ins. So if you don't know what a tip-in is, I actually just learned not too long ago. A tip-in is where you add extra pages into a book or a journal or any type of item that already has a binding. So I have been doing that in my Hobonichi. This is my memory planner in addition to my journal. And so one example that I have here is I just added a little bit of vellum to the monthly page. And so you can kind of see here that when I added it, you can barely tell that it wasn't even a part of the original book until you move this page, because it pulls the page a little bit, because I did use double-sided tape. So I did that for the monthly pages of February in addition to my month page of March. And really, for me personally, the only reason that I'm doing it is just because I like the way it looks. It adds like a little bit of extra texture and a little bit of extra aesthetic for me in my journal and memory keeper. I can also add in some pictures with just a little bit of washi tape. And then I also add in, sorry, my daughter's picture is there, so I'm covering it. Cards that I have received. And this one was just done with washi. So cards that I've received as well. And then there was another one somewhere. I can't remember what month it was in. That was like a little paper, here it is, like gift that I received unexpectedly from Amazon. And then I did that also kind of as a tip in to where I just taped it right here onto this page. And so I'm going to just go ahead and flip over to April. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna actually go back. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go back to this page because it was National Corgi Day. This vellum from Caffeine and Paper Co. And I had no idea what I was actually gonna do with it until now. It was National Corgi Day on Tuesday and I have a corgi. And so I'm going to do a tip in with this vellum here so it can kind of just cover this day. And then I can easily flip the page and see all of my little corgi stuff here as well. This is what I do. I just have a pair of scissors and I have this tape here. I got this from Amazon. It came in a pack of 4 and it's a bunch of different sizes of double-sided tape. And so usually the one that I use is I think this is a 2mm. I'm not sure, but I usually use this outside one. I'm trying to see if I can show you. And it's actually like, the big one is super easy to separate, but there's just a lot of tape on it. And so these smaller ones are harder to separate without. Okay. So the smaller ones you can separate, but they end up breaking down here a little bit. Okay, so these are your 2 thinnest sizes, and I highly recommend the thinnest size possible, and so that way when you turn the page, it doesn't pull the next page too much. And so they're usually extremely easy, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. The one thing that you really have to make sure of is when you apply the tape on the back side of the paper, make sure it's in the orientation you want. You know, don't apply the tape on this side and then go to put it in the book and realize your stuff is upside down. And so I always have to like really just mentally double check. I put my finger kind of where the tape is supposed to be and then turn it upside down. And then just because I'm me, I always put that on the top. And so this tape is lined with this kind of like red plasticky stuff. And so it's actually super easy to see. So I just kind of measure out how much I think I'm going to need. I'll cut it. And then I apply it on the page with the red strip attached still. This one's super thin, so it's always super difficult to hold. And I try to apply it as close to the edge of the page as possible. And this happens to me a lot. You get like this, sometimes you get this curling. Of the page, and sometimes you have to go back and correct the lining, which in my experience so far, I mean, I'm not a professional. I haven't done this like a ton, but it's usually pretty easy for me to correct my mistakes. But luckily, I've been able to correct my mistakes. If I ever have anything that overhangs the page like this, I just trim it off. All right, and then you'll go back and you'll peel off the red backing, which in my experience has been extremely simple. Okay, and so there you have your double-sided tape. And then you'll bring your book over and you'll basically put it, I usually start by standing it up, and so that way I can lay it back on the side that's not taped to make sure that I have it even to where it's not too high and it's not too low. And so I stand it up and I make sure it's where I want it. And then as I'm holding it, I close the book. And then I just hold the book here for a second or two. And then let's go back and see what it looks like. Here it is. And so it barely even pulls up that next page. So here it is. And so you can just barely see where it was added in. And when you turn the page, it kind of just naturally pulls that page a little bit. So you can see where the tape was. But in my experience, it is not enough of a pull to where it personally bothers me in any way at all whatsoever. And so that's it. So that's how I do tip-ins. And I started doing them again, like I said, just so I can add sweet little notes and stuff to my journal. And I just love being able to look back and see all of these little memories and things as well. And this just kind of adds like a little extra fun thing because it was National Corgi Day. I have pictures of my little corgi and everything, and I just really like it. And then again, so I have these pieces of vellum that I've printed already. They were downloads, free downloads from Maria Plans over on Instagram. And I used I'm going to be using these for my monthly pages here in the Hobonichi just because I don't really know what to do with them. And so I'll do a tip in for this one here in April. And then I haven't decided if I want this one for April or if I want the more natural one for April. I might save this one for fall because it's a little bit darker. And so I'll do this one for April probably just because it's beautiful flowers and it's kind of springy and stuff like that. So that is it. And you can do it for anything really. Pictures, cards, whatever suits you. So I hope that that was helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I'll try and make sure that I link the tape down there as well. I feel like I've had it for a while, so I honestly don't even remember how much it was. I can't imagine it was too expensive. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. So I will go ahead and link this down there as well. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.